Picture a modern battlefield. Tanks rolling across the dirt, helicopters overhead, and automatic weapons mowing down infantry at 1,000 rounds per minute. And then, through all this, emerges the hunter. A man not armed with rockets or rifles or even the dignity of a grenade launcher. No, just an average hunting bow. But he doesn't stop there. He dips the arrows in poison, violating the Geneva Convention before the fight even starts. Congratulations, you're not just irrelevant, you're now an international criminal with the offensive capability of a Spirit Halloween Legolas. So basically, he's just your average Canadian. The Hunter is a unit. That's it, that's his role. I've tried to figure out what he's supposed to do, but honestly, the only accurate description I can give is that he exists. You unlock him at level 7, and he's pretty cheap to train, costing only 1,000 gold and 10 iron at a level 2 barracks. He has some of the lowest stats we've viewed so far. At rank 6, he comes with 90 health, 35 bravery, 65 defense, 35 dodge, and 3 ability slots. He also has the lowest PvP unit value of any unit in the game at 11. These are stats only an alcoholic would employ on a battlefield. Also, a few people have been asking me in the comments to talk about how long it takes to rank these units. So, congratulations. I have seamlessly stitched this segment into my script. The Hunter takes a total of 51,080 SP to get to max rank. Assuming we're grinding at trunk space for 92 SP per attack, it will take us 555 battles to get the SP required for rank 6. If each battle takes 55 seconds, it will take 8 hours, 28 minutes, and 45 seconds to get the required SP. If we grind at Bigfoot country, getting 238 SP per attack and clearing them in the same amount of time, it'll take 3 hours, 16 minutes, and 10 seconds. Which is roughly the length of a Lord of the Rings movie, except instead of an epic fantasy, it's just you slowly losing faith in humanity. The total cost to get this unit to rank 6 will be 223,160 gold, 7,525 iron, 3,325 steel, 9 bars, and 3 laurels. Not worth it. The Hunter gets 4 attacks to choose from at rank 6. Taking a look at the first attack, simply called Aimed Shot, the Hunter fires a single arrow for 34 to 42 damage with 89 offense, which would be devastating if we were playing Bloons Tower Defense 5. He's got the standard 5% base critical hit chance, but against critters, that jumps to 45% and a 15% chance against soldier units. It has a precise line of fire, meaning the Hunter has the capability to shoot over small rocks, but he doesn't survive on the front row very well. And with a range of only 2, it's unlikely that this will ever be useful. This attack has a 1-round cooldown and uses 1 ammo per attack, with 4 ammo total and 8 rounds to reload. His second attack, Double Shot, is unlocked at rank 3 in exchange for 5 teeth from animals you brutally murdered, and 25,000 gold. In this attack, the Hunter trades off his precise line of fire and increased critical hit chance in exchange for shooting 2 arrows, each causing 34 to 42 damage with an offense of 63 and the standard 5% critical hit chance. This attack also has a range of 2 and uses 2 ammo. The Hunter's third attack is appropriately named Fire Arrow because he soaks his arrow in napalm before shooting it at the enemy, breaking the Geneva Convention for a lackluster attack. This attack does 27 to 33 piercing damage, then an additional 15 to 5 fire damage over 3 turns. It has an offense of 89 and a base critical hit chance of 5%, with a 45% critical hit chance versus critters and 15 versus soldiers. It has a precise line of fire, a range of 2, a 3-round cooldown, and uses 1 ammo. The Hunter's final attack is unlocked at rank 5 in exchange for 10 nanopods. It deals 16 to 21 damage, then applies 3 turns of poison damage. It has an offense of 89, a range of 2, a precise line of fire, uses 1 ammo, and has a 3-round cooldown. A notable thing about this attack is that it actually has a reduced critical hit chance compared to some of the others, with a 0% base crit chance, 40% against critters, and 10% against soldiers. I'm not sure why they decided to lower the critical hit rate on an attack that already feels this underwhelming, but they did. Looking at these 4 attacks, I really can't recommend any of them, but definitely stay away from the last 2 since they cost a premium currency. The only one I found myself using while grinding this unit to rank 6 was Double Shot, since it has the most damage potential. Aim shot can have its uses if you're trying to hit high dodge enemies like raptors, but honestly, there are better units for the job. Now that we've gone over the stats and attacks for this unit, it's time to see how they perform in battle. First, we send them to hunt some wild raptors. These might look like the raptors that will inevitably kill your heavies when you're trying to grind your wimps to rank 6, but they're not, and it shows because the hunters absolutely wiped the floor with them. Clearly, they can handle these raptors from Temu, so naturally, we escalated to nature's tanks, the woolly mammoths. 4 hunters bravely step forward and loose arrows into the 8-ton mammals. They even try poisoning and lighting them on fire. And they came pretty close to winning. But they ran out of arrows, were trampled into the dirt, and all died horribly. After watching those gruesome deaths, the rest of my hunters just stood there horrified. I'll be honest, I felt a little awkward standing there after they watched me get their friends killed. So to correct the issue, I took them on a trip to Bigfoot country to fight a giant mutant combination of a spider and a wasp that excels at delimbing infantry. And no, I didn't do this to raise their morale. I just didn't want word getting out about how I got 4 men trampled to death by hairy elephants. And feeding them to these nightmare creatures seemed like the simplest solution, so here we are. The hunters did their best to fight the spider wasp, firing poison arrows into the soulless eyes of the insects. But in the end, well shit, they actually did it. I was planning on them all being dead, but 2 survived, and now they know I was trying to get them killed, which makes this even more awkward for me. At this point, I didn't know what to do, so I just marched to Gantus's fortress and got them blown up by watchtowers. Problem solved. Now that that's taken care of, and we have sufficiently gone through this unit's stats and attacks, I can honestly say, I wouldn't recommend them. It feels like they're supposed to be an early game sniper unit with their precise line of fire, but that 2 range severely limits their potential in this role. And with the terrible survivability, they won't last on the front line at all, so I really don't know what they're supposed to be good at. Early in the game, Morgan goes into a drunken fugue state and tries to convince you and Ramsey that they're good units. But he's an alcoholic, so don't listen to him. Overall, in its current state, I wouldn't recommend investing in this unit at all. Other than that, I have nothing left to say except thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.